Welcome back to the Observable Unknown. There are moments when the mind does not extend, it yields, not through error, not through fatigue, but through scale. Experience is governed by a model, a structure that predicts, filters, and stabilizes what the world is permitted to be. It renders continuity, maintains coherence, and secures the sense that things follow. This model doesn't describe reality, instead it constrains it, until something arrives that cannot be constrained. Dacher Keltner, working at the University of California, Berkeley in the early 21st century, defines awe with restraint and precision. Keltner states that two conditions constitute what we refer to as awe: perceived vastness and a demand for accommodation. When both of these conditions exist simultaneously, a sense of awe is achieved. And vastness does not need to be physical. It could be conceptual, temporal, existential. Accommodation is the rupture, the moment the existing structure fails. The model doesn't extend, it yields. In that yielding, something central begins to loosen: the sense of self. Its continuity, its authority, its presumed position recedes, not erased, reduced. Robin Carhart Harris, working at Imperial College London in the 2010s, approached this through neural structure rather than description. His work isolates what is called the default mode network, a system active when attention turns inward, when the mind constructs, evaluates, narrates, or projects. This network includes the medial prefrontal cortex, governing self-evaluation and decision framing, the posterior cingulate cortex, maintaining autobiographical continuity and internal coherence, the precuneus, integrating perspective and internal spatial awareness, and the angular gyrus, contributing to conceptual synthesis and the assignment of meaning. Together, these regions sustain the narrative self, a continuous identity extended across time, anchored in memory, projected into expectation. This network doesn't merely reflect experience, it organizes it. It maintains the model. Carhart Harris observed that in states of awe and under controlled psychedelic conditions, activity across this network decreases, not disordered, but loosened. The narrative center weakens, the predictive structure softens, and the grip of continuity relaxes. Without constant reinforcement, prediction loses authority. Perception is less constrained, not unfiltered, but less governed. The world doesn't arrive as expected, it arrives as excess. In my own work, particularly in Chance as a Cultural Language, I examine not the stability of systems, but their failure to arrive. There are moments where pattern doesn't resolve, where classification doesn't occur, and where expectation doesn't stabilize perception in time. I refer to this condition as ghetto, from the Latin root meaning to carry, to bear, or to conduct. Ghetto is not interpretation, it is the interval before interpretation becomes possible. Ordinarily, the mind moves quickly. It names, assigns, organizes. All of its available meaning arrives with speed. The model absorbs, the system stabilizes. In awe, that sequence breaks. The event exceeds the system. The structure fails to resolve it. Meaning doesn't arrive. It must be carried. Ghetto names that condition, not confusion, not ignorance, but weight. When the model holds, reality appears continuous, interpretable, contained. When it loosens, reality exceeds interpretation, not because meaning is absent, but because it hasn't yet formed. This isn't failure, it's delay. This state is rarely welcomed. The loss of immediate coherence, the weakening of narrative identity, and the absence of rapid meaning produces pressure. Ghetto is not relief, it's endurance. If reality depends on the speed at which the mind can resolve what it encounters, then what is called stability is maintained, not given. Most return quickly, the network reasserts, the model stabilizes. Our world resumes a much more familiar form. We find it named, ordered, contained, yet something remains, a recognition that the model isn't the world, it's the condition under which the world has become bearable. There are experiences that don't increase knowledge, they suspend it, and in that suspension, you are required to carry what can't yet be resolved. You don't expand through accumulation, you expand through endurance of what exceeds your ability to explain. If this altered the way you register what overwhelms you and how that changes you, leave a rating or a review, not as approval, as a signal. It allows this work to reach those who recognize that not all instability is error, and sustains a line of inquiry that refuses reduction. Until next time, remember, you don't become what you feel. You become what you return to, and what you return to returns as you.